Hey guys, Jack Cuddy here, also known as the Jack of some trades. At least that's what I like to think of myself. I really felt like I should talk more about the latest updates into the $0 to $1 million challenge. I've spent the last couple weeks, or the last, let's say, 4 days, catching up on about an obscene amount of filming and editing and recording. It turns out when you're doing everything from scratch, of course, your sweat equity is going to take a lot of time and energy. So I think we're at the point now where a lot of the upfront work of what we've done with strategy and planning is there. And now I've come to the realization that as we look at our day log, we've started out kind of slow intentionally. And I've updated my numbers here when I came back to recording, and it turns out I've done a lot more grinding, especially in the week 2, than I thought. Most of it was for games and surveys, and I do love games, but I really wanted to record a lot of these games too. So a lot of the energy and time I've done was a bit more than probably what you guys would end up doing. So despite the 35.8 hours, I've done, I've been trying to save you guys a lot of time and energy by, I don't know if you see this behind here, but I am working on creating some videos that just should help others if they're trying to power through or grind through certain offers. I want to show you guys if it is possible, and if it is possible, how long it takes and the amount of estimated time frames. I am only doing it for 2 games, and then any other game moving forward, they're going to probably be different types because I do not want to record 8 hours of film to show it. I already did it, and moving on, if we already have money, then we're going to use our money towards expanding our energy. And you can see a lot of the energy that we did up front with our sweat equity is outside of getting a quote unquote signing up for $6. We never actually realized that $6. And I wanted to make note of that, but this is still, I'm going to say, more or less money that can be ours if we wanted to work towards it. But as we continue to strategize, we notice our effective dollars per hour is going down. And I figured to use a graph to show where we've been going. So despite the fact that we've been down to like $1.01, and we've started filling out surveys going from 80 cents to $1.01, eventually our grinding paid off when we played our games. And as I updated this to include more of an order, so Board King's done, Dice Dream's done, Solitaire Cash, I finished that one, but I'm having money that's still in the works there. So I'm going to try to show like a roadmap later on. I think it's time that we evolve and we kind of go outside the grids, because these grids kind of help us see like the broad picture, but our experiences and what we learn, we want to adapt fast, especially as we keep getting money, because all these offers, most of these offers required a lot of our time. And some of these do require a deposit. And now, since we actually have money in our accounts now, after how many weeks of waiting, we finally made it here to where we can start expediting some of these offers. And some of these offers I'll even show you right now. Let's see if I could refresh my page here. Let's see here. I'm going to go to activity. And then you'll see all this pending activity. And just to walk you through Dice Streams, this is actually incorrect. This should be 3,000, so I have to go back and get that. I also, for the free cash, I should have 10 or 1,000 more swag bucks coming in as well. What else? I have Board Kings, got that, barely. Took time. Dice Streams barely got that. And then when I did the withdrawal, and you guys can see the activity I've done, and it's pretty sparse. Like, let's see, I was on here for like 30 minutes to cash out, and then apparently the next day they gave me 300 swag bucks, because if I cash out or make 300, they'll give me 300 more. It's crazy. When I made 500, they gave me 300 more, because I thought someone else followed it, like signed up, which defeats the purpose of doing this. But we got that. Disqualified for a couple of things for our polls, but really it's just we have a lot coming around the corner, and I think that's going to be good. So you can kind of see where we're at there, over $100 waiting, and you'll see here Dice Kings, Board Kings. We haven't played. We played Solitaire Cash, estimated time minutes. This literally took like 10 minutes to do. 5 minutes was signing up and connecting PayPal, and then the other 5 minutes was just playing 3 of these games. Now, I did spend about 2 hours playing it because it is a fun game, but I might be able to explain more to that down the road if you guys want. But overall, if we look at their times between Board Kings and Dice Streams, we actually made Dice Streams. We made a little bit less, 11.20 an hour, because yeah, we made current time. That's not right, because we made $40 divided by 6. This should be, no, that's not correct at all. So this should actually be a little bit less. 8 hours of $40. That should be like $6 or $7. So this number's off. K13 divided by J3, J2. So J3 should be K or M. I think that's the correct one. No? Yeah, whatever. No, I'm not going to update that in real time, but it's become very clear to me that once we actually start having money, it becomes more of a pay to play. And if that's the case, then we've made an incredible amount of good decisions by starting these, going through, and now waiting for the 2 weeks, because we're now able to start doing more, probably get more of these requirements, and start kind of using our cash flow to do more things. So we're almost out of, I want to say we're almost finished with doing the offers, but I'd say the grind of focusing on like these, let's say, these smaller offers and spending, I don't know, like the less than $3 an hour activity. And I know we can see here, we're just making, as you're seeing, we're going up like 29 to 88, 123, 123. These are significant, in the grand scheme of things. So I think that's pretty cool if you ask me. And I'll place that here. And I'm going to include this time as well. But yeah, it's nuts. Went from $1 an hour to almost making $3.46 an hour, just like I said, just by finishing his activities and finally getting rewarded for it. So I'm not going to say this is going to keep going up. We're probably going to hit another wave of slowdown. I only have, I think, if we look at my tracking and sources, I had to try to do a notables, but this thing took forever. So what I'm going to do is probably use one of the offers to sign up for, like, to show you guys where we're getting things at, and have that go show us our money management as we start getting closer to that. Because in my heart of hearts, I just believe even the money that we have and how it's used wisely, like, we can figure out ROIs behind it. We can figure out what we're making. Because if I were to look at the cash spent here, look, we spent $15 total, right? Sorry, we haven't spent $50 total. This is if spent. So right now I spent $423 and I spent technically $10, but I got $5 back after my withdrawal. So technically I only spent $5, but I made my $10 through the other offers, and it was just enough for me to pay for this deposit and then get my cash out. But still, if we spent $10 and we got 35, or sorry, technically we got our 5 back. So out of 40, we lost 5 in theory. We spent 10 and we got 35 back. Plus or 5. Technically it spent 45 back. Either way. Let's just assume $5 is total. We're still getting like 8x our money over spend. That's a really good ROI. Or if we don't want to count the $10, we got 35 back. That's still like 2.5 times the amount, or 3.5 times the amount, which is obscene. Like, getting 3.5x of what a decision is made based off of the money you spent on something that's barely an hour is like insanely valuable here. And look, we can even count the actual dollars per hour here. And this is highballing. This is done. Especially, we're a big fan of Solitaire, and that's what we're doing. We want to take advantage of the games we're playing. I still have 80 cents on this game. That's why I did include it, because I do, like I said, I do like the games that I'm playing. And if I can get back to my $1 in some spare time, I will probably try to grind that back up. I was hoping to make a series out of it, but no. MTurk has its place, but we haven't been able to sign up there. And what other, let's see here, major things I wanted to point out. I mean, the biggest thing I want to point out is just to show you guys, like, despite the amount of hours that we have, like, now we're starting to make some decent money. But a lot of these opportunities that we're going to be doing just to have like extra $100 that's real in cash, like we're not there yet. We only have really 579 to our name with a lot of pending dollars. So and hopefully I get 50 or $5 more from PayPal, because I used the $10 to get on free cash, and then they should give me $5 back. That's the goal, at least by the 28th. So I'm hoping to get to that point again. We're still like 22 days away, but without realizing it, we've kind of are building a good headway, and I'm hoping to keep that up. So strategies moving forward. I'm just gonna quick update this, move this here. So strategies moving forward. I am probably gonna take a step back from editing because it's been I feel like 2 weeks behind, and now I'm starting to catch back up. I'm going to edit more of the notables and the offers that I'm doing, either in hindsight, like by a couple days, or just let you know if these offers have worked. Kind of like what I did with this video, because most of what I'm doing, like unless you guys want to see me plan a couple of videos, like do more planning, I can do that, because I'm thinking about strategizing more of a roadmap that's not so much a grid, but rather an open concept idea. And I don't want to have to keep going back and forth to justify all these. Like, this is perfect for someone who wants to use this to get started, or probably to continue and build something from this. But I would rather spend my energy now focusing on kind of, let's say, improving the quality of what I'm, like, the services that I'm doing, because now that we have some money to play with, and when I say play with, like, we don't have, we don't have to spend as much time and energy grinding. And that's going to be big, because after 36 hours, like, of how many decisions we made, like, we can finally say, like, hey, let's do a banking offer. Or if we had like $100, we could buy like 10 banking offers and try to sign up for 10 banks and turn that into like $800 or something like that. And if you don't believe me, then look, we got banks that are willing to sign up. $200, like $100, like $15, you get 50, $20 or more, you get 60. Now you have to wait some time. But again, this is going to require, if we have like $200 on us and about a month for us to float, to make sure we don't lose these dollars, then we're good. I also like to have some of these banks because even looking here, there's a couple offers that will benefit us for was it bill management and finances, and especially as we dive more into the crypto space. So I want to use my energy to move away from the smaller, that's, what is it here? The smaller, like, work for money concepts, and focus more on like a dollar works for us. So we're getting close. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I did have to finish up the Board Kings and Dice Streams videos, and again, those are going to be the last times I do that. It's too much time and energy, and that energy could be used to not to enjoy my life, or alternatively just use that extra time to try to make $1 million. But we still have plenty of time, guys. I'm hoping that this graph continues to kind of keep going up, because normally we see like this major jump, and then it looks like this, but then when you kind of take away some of the days, it's always going to look something like this unless we find something really wrong. And we shouldn't be losing money too much, because a lot of the offers that we're going to be doing should still have like 1x to like 10x returns. And that's where I'm at right now. Like, we don't have to worry about stocks. We don't do anything else. Let's just try to take our guaranteed offers. And then as we start translating that into things that are beyond our control, and trust other companies and other things, that's where we're going to start seeing money grow. So that's all. That's all I feel like I wanted to get at today. I know I've been talking too much. I've just been editing for a little bit too long. So it's great to have you guys keep following the journey. Like I said, I don't know if these formats are going to be the same or a little bit different. It's just my current flow right now is pretty good, but I want to make this more special over time, and I want to keep learning how to use the tools that I have here, and like I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and I spent some time looking at videos. So it's just it takes a lot of energy and time. But until next time, you guys take it easy. Bye bye.